The following show has a distinct lack of conversation about technology. This is partly due to an embargo on some products we have spoken about. We will be broadcasting that audio soon, but in the meantime, enjoy a slightly less techie How to Kill an Hour.
You serious?
Right, there's plenty of ways to kill an hour out there right now. You're killing one with me. Hi, I'm Marcus Brunzi.
Yo, what's going on? I'm Nick Bright.
And before we press record, we're talking about something that I think I'd really like to just finish this conversation on air, per se. There's for want of a better set of words.
On pod.
On pod. Oh, yeah. On cast.
On cast. Coin the phrase.
Coin the phrase. On cast right now. You're talking about sausages, bruv.
Yeah, because, you know how anyone that's done anything audio related will know that when you're testing the microphones and stuff like that, the person will normally say, tell us what you had for breakfast.
Yeah.
So, I literally did that. I told Marcus what I had for breakfast, and then it just rolled onto a conversation. So basically, I had a sausage sandwich for breakfast, but and there's people listening to this I don't care. Wait, you will, because I only like cheap sausages. I'm talking the Walls or the Richmonds of the world. The cheap sausages that you have in a white bread sandwich with tomato ketchup. That is the one. Greasy spoon styley.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I don't like all this Lincolnshire finest applesauce and flipping I'm just not involved. Cranberry in your sausage. I don't like it. Richmond cheapos. That's what I want. I'm salivating thinking of it now.
Bro, you must be psychic, because yesterday, at 12 midday, I decided I wanted to go for a walk and have a fry up.
Okay. So the walk was kind of you're burning a few extra calories so that you don't feel as guilty eating the fry up.
It was to reduce the guilt factor.
Right, okay.
Because there's a lot of guilt going on when you eat a fry up, isn't there? Because
especially if it's there's levels of fry up as well, though. There's just there's the regular full English, which is just, bacon, eggs, sausage, beans. But then when you get a full English and it comes with chips.
Yes.
That is when you know you are in a flipping place that is hardcore.
It's official.
Chips.
Official. But there's something called gentrification in my area, which is happening at a rate that is ridiculous.
God. In your area, I mean, think Brooklyn, New York. The gentrification, how Brooklyn used to be the hood, and now Brooklyn is just
I'm from Brooklyn.
Yeah, all the creatives live there. Oh my God, I'm a web designer. I live in Brooklyn. I work in social media.
I'm a creative.
Yeah, it's just and they all work in shared offices and all that bollocks. Yeah, that's your area.
100%. Yeah,
it's like that.
So I went for my usual route, which is around my area, where I know I'd usually find a fry up or I'd find a calf. Yeah, that's what you want, a calf fry up.
You want a calf. Builders in there. If you see builders in there, that's how you know it's all right.
Exactly.
You're this is where I need to go.
So I went to one place that used to do fry ups. Went in there. It's now a vegan restaurant.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that obviously wasn't happening there.
I can't think of anything worse.
Went to another place.
No, you go to a vegan restaurant, right, and they're fucking preaching you whilst you're trying to eat.
Bruv.
Leave it.
Bruv. Another spot. I walked across the road. Only does pastries now. Okay. I was like, all right. Fuck you very much. It took me about 20 minutes of walking until I found somewhere which I knew it was the spot I was going to get what I needed, because I walked past it. And
the aroma.
Yeah, I got the aroma, which was sort of just fat.
Yeah,
frying,
yeah.
And I looked through the window, and you know what I saw in there? Fucking hard seats,
Yes,
the hardest seats ever.
I know what you're on about, the plastic ones.
Yeah, plastic seats with cup seats in them, where the two seats are joined to each other and stuck into the floor. I saw it.
Yeah.
Same with the tables. Tables are stuck into the floor. You weren't moving those tables. And I saw salt, vinegar, cheap pepper, and one bottle of ketchup, one bottle of brown sauce. And I thought, right, there's one more thing I need to check out to make sure is that right?
Yeah.
To make sure this is an official calf.
Go on.
I walked in and I saw a fucking fat, grumpy woman standing behind the counter, and I was like, you're fat because you eat the produce in here every day because it's good. And there's one more thing that I need to work out, Nick. It was, if she's fat and if she replies to this question the way I want an answer, I know this is official fry up territory. I went, excuse me, did you do a full English in here? She went, menu's over there, love. I went, yes. Looked to my left. I said, Fuck me.
And it was a menu that was like a menu board. You're out here, like above the counter. Like,
menu, it was that.
It weren't like they give you flipping posh little menus.
No.
And your table service and all that shit. It's like you order it at the counter. Yeah. And it's like builder's tea.
Yeah. That was it. I said
no lattes and flat whites and fucking cappuccinos and all that. It's tea or coffee, mate.
And it got that fancy. I said, I'll have a number 4, please, because they've got their way of being fancy. They've got like a number 1, which is like 1 sausage, 1 egg, and you've got a number 2, which is like 2 sausage, 1 egg.
And you got number 4, which is a heart attack.
Yeah, number 4. Yeah, I want the heart stopper, please. So that she went, tea or coffee, love. I went black coffee. That's as bougie as you can get. I was like, black coffee, no milk. All that means is I've got a big day ahead. All right. Didn't ask me how I wanted my eggs. Fried.
All of that shit.
It was just coming fried.
You're not getting no poached eggs. Yeah. All of that bollocks.
Yep. And
I love that.
The clinch, this is how I knew I was going to get that sausage that was cheap.
Go on.
£4.90.
Oh. That reminds me of
£4.90.
Back in the day before I moved. Because I live in East London now. But before I moved, where I used to get my hair cut in North London, it was connected, like when it's like 2 places, like they share a unit, but they're separate kind of thing. It was connected to a Greasy spoon. It was so good. And this Greasy spoon used to do like fry-ups and like breakfast and that, but it also used to do burgers and stuff. And the burgers were the cheap burgers. They weren't like them posh. You know, like sometimes you go like Byron Burger and place like that. It's a bit of a style. Like, I don't want a steak burger, you know. I want like a kebab shop special, the cheap ones. You know what I mean? And then you get the cheap American cheese as well. You know, like the slices.
Yes.
I don't want
plastic
like ground
cheese.
Monterey Jack shit.
No, fuck your mozzarella, your buffalo mozzarella.
I don't want that shit. I want the plastic cheese.
Yes.
The cheese that looks like plastic.
It is plastic.
Yeah, that's what I want.
It's all right.
This is
just
what I'm
go
trying
straight
to tell
through.
people. Yeah,
it's cool.
Like, bruv, I miss that place so much. I used to get a trim, walk out from getting a trim, go straight into the Greasy spoon.
How can you feel any better? A fresh haircut and a fry up in your belly. You're ready to start the day. You could climb Mount Everest on that.
I'm thinking about it now, man. But
there was another thing that made me know the sausage was going to be shit as well.
Back to it.
Mate, sat down, knife and fork. She just put the knife and fork down, and the napkin was made out of plastic. You know when you get the napkin and it's so shit that it's plastic?
What?
I was like, the napkin, you're like, what is this going to wipe up? It's not going to wipe up anything.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yes.
It wasn't like if you wipe it on your face, if you wipe it around your mouth, you're like taking your lips off.
Yeah, it was
taking a layer of skin off.
It was like that. And I was like, and the sausage was a school sausage almost, bro. School dinner sausage. Yes. Oh, it was so good. And I felt so happy.
We're losing that, man.
Where can you find that?
It's Brexit.
Brexit. We're fucked. Brexit means Brexit. But yeah, that was it. We like cheap sausages here.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'll have a Cumberland, when I want to. But sometimes I want to wake up and I want an English fry up. That's what I want. We're in England. Let's have a fry up.
Yeah, especially because you go to other parts of the world, unless you go to Spain, where it's like we've just invaded and taken over everything.
Yeah, it's fry ups in Spain. Yeah.
But it's like if you for example, I just come back from Miami. You can't get an English breakfast in Miami. You probably can from there's probably one English pub or Irish pub or whatever you can get. But like, come back from Miami, can't really get an English breakfast in Miami. Brazil, when I went to the Olympics, I went to Brazil 2 months ago for the Olympics. Forget it. I went to an Irish bar. I went to a place called Shenanigans, Irish pub. Lovely.
Ain't more Irish than that.
But it's American Irish. So it's like big, it's like Boston. Big plates of American food. Right. So it's again, I thought, Shenanigans, you'll be able to get an English breakfast in there. Bopped in. Firstly, you can't even get breakfast. they don't serve breakfast. Secondly, it's all things like fajitas and blah, blah, blah. It's not even I was like...
If I want to hear is fried.
And the thing is, if there's American, listeners checking this right now, this is no disrespect to your breakfast because I am partial, right, to pancakes.
Yeah, I love some maple syrup and shit like that.
Yeah, I'm getting into all that lately. Yeah. In Miami, I was loving that. But you're missing out, you guys. I'm telling you, right, this Greasy spoon that I'm telling you, if you ever come to England, right, if you ever come to the UK, fuck getting your bougie breakfast in the hotel that you're staying in. Yeah. The hotel will be bougie. Don't go there. Find a Greasy spoon. Find one, all right? Just say to her, get in a black cab, all right? Don't get an Uber because they don't know where they're going.
They don't know. No. Yeah.
Get in a black taxi and say to the taxi driver, hi, I've been listening to a British podcast where these 2 chumps on the podcast been talking about a Greasy spoon and I want you to take me to the nearest Greasy spoon. The cab driver will know because they all go to Greasy Spoons. The cab
Yes.
driver will know the nearest one. He would take you there and it will revolutionize your life. You would go back to the States and you will be like, oh my God, I need to have a Greasy Spoon.
Yeah, especially if you've been out partying the night before.
Oh,
You got the hangover cure. This thing will bless you.
It's like if you have a Greasy Spoon with an orange Lucozade, you're blessed.
Oh my gosh. You just took it there.
You're sorted.
You
Orange
took it there.
Lucozade, Greasy Spoon.
Yeah.
The hangover will evaporate.
Exactly. What hangover?
Yeah.
Ready to start the day.
Yeah, I'm ready for another beer.
Yeah, so that's how I've been killing some time. Looking for Greasy Spoon yesterday. I killed some time looking for one. You said you've been in Brazil, obviously.
The Olympics, which was
the Olympics. Bruv. We've not caught up about that, have we?
Yeah, like it was crazy. Like I was there, part work, part social.
Yeah.
Because I work at the BBC, and the BBC is the host broadcaster for the UK.
Yeah.
So it's like it was real nice because I had accreditation and I could go to every single event if I wanted to.
You had that full VIP.
So I got to see Usain Bolt. I went to see some tennis. Basically, I could go. Like I said, I could literally go to any sport in any of the stadia.
Yep.
Whilst in Brazil. But the mad thing about Brazil that people didn't really. I mean, I've heard about this, especially in Rio de Janeiro, but they didn't really explain it to me like as bad as it is. It's the traffic, bro.
Really,
bro? Like, people always talk about London traffic. I will tell you this: I would take London traffic all day, every day, compared to Rio de Janeiro traffic. It was fucking pandemonium. Like, getting around, right? Let me break it down for you. The Olympic Park, which is where most of the stuff was happening, gymnastics, diving, swimming, cycling, tennis. The Olympic Park was in a place called Baja, which was about a 40-minute drive away from Copacabana, which is where most people were staying.
Right.
Because Copacabana is like the most famous place in Rio, right? Other than the Christ the Redeemer statue.
Yeah.
So Copacabana is where most people stay, including myself. Well, I was staying in Ipanema. But it's 40 minutes to get to the Olympic Park. In Copacabana, the only things that were happening there were the beach volleyball and the rowing. Right? Beach volleyball's cool.
Yeah, I would have had to watch it because it's an epic sport. I think it's a sport with a future.
Yeah, I mean, I checked a few beach volleyball games.
They need to integrate more technology, and I think they need
VR.
They need VR, 3D. They need high-speed cameras.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I just need to see in slow motion some of the plays because it's so fast. Volleyball. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Super slow mo.
They need super slow mo, on-demand rewind.
Yeah.
Pause and rewind.
Freeze frame
loop. I need a loop as well. So if there's a certain
like
play, like Vine, I need a certain loops that keep going again. And also, I think we need 360 degree coverage.
And you're obviously talking about the male beach volleyball here, I assume.
Is there male beach volleyball?
There's male beach volleyball.
I wasn't aware of that.
Oh, okay, right. I see. Right. So yeah, the only thing that's happening there, beach volleyball and rowing, and then the Olympic Stadium.
Yeah.
Right, you know how the Olympic Stadium is normally always in the Olympic Park?
Yeah.
This wasn't. It was like a separate stadium, and that was and that was 40 minutes away from Copacabana. So it's like, think of it like a triangle. To get from Copacabana to the stadium is 40 minutes. To get from the stadium to Baja is 40 minutes. To get from Baja back to Copacabana is 40 minutes. But that's 40 minutes with no traffic. I'm talking with the traffic. To get from Copacabana to the Olympic Stadium one night, because I was there with my dad, it took me and my dad like an hour and 50 minutes. So we missed the start of like the athletics. We missed like the traffic is just next level, bruv.
And you can't just walk it, can you?
It's a 40-minute drive.
Fuck.
So to walk it, like, what is that, half a day? Like, it's ridiculous.
So you have to get in a cab for like 2 hours.
Yeah, it's like, and it started like really grinding me down. Like by the end I was just ready to come back because it felt a little bit like you can't really go anywhere because how I had it in my head, right? In my head, because I had that accreditation and I was there for a bit of work. In my head I was like, oh, in the morning I'll nip to the Olympic Stadium, I'll watch a little bit there, and then I'll nip to the like Olympic Park and I'll see some tennis and some gymnastics, and then I'll nip back to Copacabana, like chill out for a bit. There weren't no nipping.
No nipping.
There was no nipping. It was like if you went somewhere, you were there for the long haul. You were there all day. Yeah, because the taxi ride was just too fucking epic.
And what was Brazil like? Because there was a little bit of press about how just, there's a poverty divide.
Yeah, there was a real undertone. I know, like the crime and all the rest of it.
Was that seeping through, or did the government manage to kind of keep a lid on that for you? I know everyone's experience is different, but I just know that there was a lot of documentaries and programming that was coming out at the time saying, "Oh, this is going on here."
I think the Brazilian people got a really unjustifiably hard time in the run up to the Olympics. Like you said, there's real poverty there, and like when people are desperate, they do desperate things. But like during the Olympics, for me, I didn't notice anything. And it's like I say this to people all the time because my dad was a little bit concerned about it as well. Like, and I say to people all the time, if you go somewhere not looking for trouble, you're not going there like a football hooligan, but if you go somewhere and you put yourself in a scenario where there could potentially be some trouble, don't be surprised if there is.
Yeah.
It's like if you go out in London, for example, right? If you go out in London late at night, like London's what's known as like, you know, it's a westernized city. It's safe. You know, it's not known as to be notoriously dangerous. But if you're out late at night, that's when opportunists all come out anyway. So I'm like, I say the same thing in Brazil. If you're out late at night, drunk, stumbling around, opportunists, they see that and they're like, well, I'm gonna snatch a phone here. I'm gonna do it. That happens in London. That happens in New York. That happens in Sydney. That happens in Bangkok. No matter where you go, that shit happens. So like, I felt a little bit like people were acting like Brazil was like the third world. People were acting like you like. It was like they act like it was a war zone. You walk outside your yard and it's like someone's just there with an AK, like, pass me your shit. Like, weren't like that at all. Like, it was super chilled, to be completely honest with you. What it was like for me though, like, I've been to America, I've been to Mexico, and Mexico is obviously a Hispanic country. Brazil, although, you know, they speak Portuguese, it's a Latin American country. It was nothing like North America, whereas Mexico, and I know Mexico's in Central America, so it's not in South America, and it borders America, of course, it borders the USA. The influence in Mexico from the USA is massive. The roads looks like being in America. Yeah. All the cars are big American cars, the roads are massive, the shops are like American shops, everything's really like Americanized. Whereas Brazil, I had this idea in my head that it would be similar to Mexico, and I don't know why, because obviously you can just look online at shit now, you know what I mean? But in my head, I thought it'd be like Mexico. But I got there, and it's not all South America. It's like totally flipping different. It's like a totally different world. It felt a lot more like Southeast Asia. Like, it reminded me more. Rio reminded me more of Bangkok than it did of Mexico or anywhere in the US that I've been. So sick. that was actually like quite an interesting fact, I guess. But like, yeah, so Olympics was cool, and then went to Miami. Been killing time in Miami, which was nice on holiday.
Talk to me. I've never been to Miami, so talk to me. What's it like? The most I've seen in Miami is when DJ Khaled got lost on his jet ski on his Snapchat.
Did you see the Will Smith video? What are you on about?
Oh yeah.
Go to the West Keys, ride my jet skis. Like, Miami is
haha. Sorry, I had to squeeze it in. Woo!
Miami is a really, really cool place. Like, I went with my better half. So again, like, we just chilled quite a bit. We went to the Kanye show while we were there, though. Obviously, we went to see Kanye West on tour, the St. Pablo tour, because he's not well. There's no plans at the moment to bring that tour to Europe. Wouldn't surprise me if they do bring it to Europe, but at the moment it's just a North American tour. And I saw that he was playing in Miami. Me and my missus always wanted to go to Miami, so we kind of centered it around that, to be honest. We went to Miami.
Sick.
6 days in Miami. We were staying on Ocean Drive, Miami Beach, like all the iconic stuff. I rented a Ford Mustang, you know, for the whole time, driving around a convertible yellow Mustang. Like, we done a lot, man. We fitted a lot in, but like it kind of like really hammered home to me how fucking big America is.
It's a big place, man.
Because we're in the UK, right? Like, my girlfriend is from Liverpool, which is 3.5 hour drive away, right? And when you say that to other British people, they're like, wow.
Damn.
Yeah, like, oh my God, how do you guys make that work?
That's a long distance relationship.
Yeah, like, shit, so she's like 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. In America, 3.5 hours is like the same state.
Bro.
It's like, it's mad. For example, I'll give you an example. When we was in Miami, I went to Universal Studios, Orlando. So I drove the Mustang to Orlando. It's a 3.5 hour drive.
Shit.
So that's the same as Liverpool.
Shit.
And we done that there and back in the day. So I was driving for 7 hours.
You must have been knackered.
Yeah, it was tiring. And to make it to like compound that even more, the day before I drove to Key West, which is 3.5 hours the other direction from Miami. So I drove the Mustang 3.5 hours to Key West to go to the southernmost point in continental USA, which is Key West. Got a picture there. There's like a little thing. It's actually closer to Cuba. It's closer to Havana than it is to Miami.
Wow.
So it's only 9. If the road carried on, it's 90 miles to Cuba, and it's like over 100 to get back to Miami.
Fucking hell.
So
it's not like you know. You're quite chilled on holidays when we spoke about
like,
you went in.
I did when I was in Miami because I felt a little bit like there's a lot to do here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I didn't want to just like, it's at the end of the day, you know, it's a 9-hour flight.
Yeah.
And you've gone to Miami, and yeah, you can chill because you got Miami Beach, and we did a little bit of that. But like, I wanted to see a little bit more, and we had the car. It's a Mustang. Like, I wanted to make use of the Mustang. Do you know what I mean? Because we done 6 days in Miami, and then we done 4 days in Puerto Rico. So we flew to Puerto Rico.
Okay, right.
And then we just fucking chilled in Puerto Rico.
Okay, that makes sense. So you did do the chill bit, yeah.
It's mad though. The hotel that we stayed in Puerto Rico, can I just say, it's like it's the best hotel that I've stayed in ever. Period. And 2 months before I was there, Rick Ross was there. So you know how sick this hotel is, because there's a picture. I found Rick Ross's chick on Insta on the you know you can click the location tag.
Yeah.
What I did right is I looked at the hotel. It was the Ritz-Carlton Dorado Beach Reserve.
Meet me at the Ritz-Carlton.
Yeah. So I clicked the location tag, right? And then like I was scrolling through some pictures on the location tag, and I was like, this fucking looks like Rick Ross. So I clicked on the picture, and it's Rick Ross's chick. So I didn't stalk her. I just found, and then like Rick Ross was there. So like he was in the swimming pool. So I obviously managed to get the same picture that Rick Ross got in the swimming
obviously.
pool. Yeah. So Rick Ross was there, and then our housekeeper, who was fucking mad safe. Her name was Michelle. She's so nice. Like, she's from the Bronx, and she's Puerto Rican, but she's born in the Bronx. Puerto Rican parents moved to New York from Puerto Rico, but she moved back to Puerto Rico, and she's got a hard Bronx accent. You know that, like, New York. Like, she's got a proper, like...
Yo, what's up?
Like, she was so nice, and she was telling us that Adam Sandler... You know the movie that's on Netflix at the moment, the Adam Sandler movie that's on Netflix at the moment. I watched it and I can't remember what it's called.
I don't know.
The Do-Over.
The Do-Over, yeah.
It's on Netflix at the moment. They filmed that in Puerto Rico. Adam Sandler stayed in the hotel, and she said he was mad safe, like caught by Beyonce when she done the Beyonce tour. You know the Beyonce tour for not the latest one, the Beyonce album, 2013 I think it was. Yeah. She stayed in that hotel and was just private jetting every day from Puerto Rico to the different places. So you know how like when artists go on tour, you think, it's mad, this artist is in my city, I wonder what hotel they're staying in, and I'm going to find out what hotel they're in. Beyonce don't do that. Beyonce don't stay in hotels in that city.
She takes the PJ, the private jet.
Yeah, she stayed in Puerto Rico in the hotel, because the hotel, right, as well, let me just make it clear, Beyonce didn't stay in a regular room like we were in. In the hotel, there's a thing called su casa, which means your house in Spanish. Su casa.
Yeah, mi casa, su casa.
Mi casa's my house.
Yeah.
Su casa, yeah. And it's a mansion that belongs to the hotel, and super rich people use them. Like it's like you can book it as a room, but you get the whole mansion, but it costs per night. Like this Michelle was telling us, like it costs like, you know, $20,000 a night to stay in the su casa, and it's like 6-bedroom mansion with its own swimming pool, catering, blah blah blah. So Beyonce just stayed in there on the Beyonce tour with all her team, dancers, you know, private chefs, blah blah blah, and she was just taking the PJ. Blue was there as well. She was just taking the PJ to go to Venezuela to do the show, then fly back to Puerto Rico, stay the night in the mansion. Next morning, wake up, take the PJ to Colombia, do the show in Colombia, fly back. Like, next level.
Fucking hell.
And Mariah Carey stayed there as well, but in a regular room Mariah Carey stayed when she was going through her divorce.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
so she wasn't doing that well at the time.
But Michelle told us that she blacked out, because what it is, it had like doors that opened all the way up, because you had your own infinity pool in your room. You had your own swimming pool, blah, blah, blah. And she blacked out all the doors. So like she didn't open them up. She just like blacked them out with like, I don't know, like
black stuff.
Yeah, like proper like blackout paper or whatever. And then in the middle of the night, when everyone's asleep, she was like getting up in the middle of the night to like go and use the swimming pool, like the main swimming pool in the hotel. And she's swimming in the swimming pool in the night time when it's empty and
so
shit.
She didn't get any hassle and stuff.
Yeah. But
wow.
it's like, it's mad how many celebs stay there, you know. It's like,
including Nick Bright now, isn't it?
Well, the real celebs, bro, not pretend ones. It's mad. If you ever get the chance, Dorado Beach, Ritz-Carlton Reserve, and I'm not getting paid to say that. I'm not getting paid to say it, but when I did watch the Do-Over movie, which they filmed in Sukasa, so if you want to see Sukasa, watch the Do-Over movie, Adam Sandler movie. They mention Ritz-Carlton in that movie, and I reckon, this is just me thinking out loud now, I reckon that they got to use the facilities for free if they mentioned Ritz-Carlton brand.
That's a big touch from Adam Sandler.
It's product placement, isn't it? That's what it is. It's product placement. So in the movie, like, I can't remember what the line was, but the guy said something like, you know, like, I can't afford to stay in the Ritz-Carlton or something like that. Like, and it's like, you know, it's just me using my like cynical brain.
Well, that's a fancy way to spend some time. I'm not gonna lie, I was all excited because I had my fry up for £5, and then Nick Bright's doing that Ritz-Carlton business.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I had a nice time, and it was gutting coming home, man.
Good. Well, no, it's good that you had a good time, man. So yeah, let's lean into a little bit of tech this week, actually. Or is this really tech? You made me aware of this. Tube chat. So yeah, we call our London Underground transport system, which is like over 100 years old, the Tube. That's what we call it.
Metro if you're French, the subway if you're American.
Yep. Or if you sell sandwiches.
Yeah.
But yeah, what is this Tube chat stuff? Because you mentioned it to me on Friday. I've read up a little bit about it. But so what's the dealio with this?
Right. So some guy, I've read up a little bit more about it now. Some guy, so it's nothing to do with Transport for London, who are the people that run the Tube.
Yeah.
Just a guy has decided to try and the ironic thing about this guy as well is he's born in America. And you know, having come back from America recently, you guys are really friendly.
Listen, how you doing today?
Yeah,
and mean it. When someone says that to you and means it,
I'm not gonna lie, it's nice.
Yeah,
it's nice.
It's nice. Here we're like, all right,
we're not friendly here. Yeah. We're notoriously not friendly.
When someone says you're all right in England, don't really care whether you're right. It's because, like, hello, you all right? Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, cool.
I'll break it down like this. People like New Yorkers have got a tough rep for being unfriendly.
Ball breakers, yeah.
When I went to New York, I came back thinking, yo, these fucking people are so friendly.
Yeah.
Like, I would go as far to say that we're twice as bad as New Yorkers, especially Londoners. Londoners, we're worse than New Yorkers. So if you're listening to this in the States and you think New Yorkers are bad, Londoners are worse. We're not a friendly people. We don't believe in tipping. We don't like tipping. Nope. I'll tell you that now.
100%,
I'll tell you that. Having just come back from America, I don't like the way you guys shit works. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like this. I get the bill and then I have to fucking work out what's going to offend you and what's not going to offend you and shit. So I was leaving like $1 or $2 in restaurants, right? And these were quite posh restaurants, right? Because over here, you ain't leaving a paper tip. It's as simple as that. We don't do paper, bruv, for tips.
Yeah.
If it ain't coinage, forget it. Coinage only. £2, £3, £4 if you've gone fucking mad. £4 if you've carried plates in on your head. Like, I ain't leaving a fiver though. Forget it. No paper. In America, because it's all paper, shit is confusing as fuck. So I'll get back to Tube Chat in a minute, but this is just something that's been bothering me. Like, I put out on my Twitter, right? I said, I'm in America, help me out. I don't really know what's going on with the tipping situation. Tell me what I need to do because I don't know what the fuck's going on. How much do I need to leave? Blah, blah, blah. So then one of my friends he's done the whole Route 66 drive. He spent a lot of time in America. He kind of knows American culture a lot better than me. He said, don't leave anything less than 10%, but he said 10% they see as an insult. And I'd been leaving fucking $2 when the meal's been costing $100.
So you've been dissing?
I've been dissing hard. Like, super. But I'm like, I thought that was cool. $2. Turns out that $10 on $100 meal, that's 10%. That's an insult. So what, man's got to leave
20%.
So he said 20%. So man's got to leave an extra $20. If you refer that back to British, I'm leaving a £15 tip. Bruv, that is alien. You're talking Chinese to me right now. You're chatting Mandarin. I don't understand what you're saying.
Well, they say
£15, bro. Do you know what someone would have to do here for me to leave 15 quid?
But it's like, isn't it because after tax, wages are really crap? So you have to literally live off...
Sort your wage system out. I don't care. The tipping thing. But America, let me say, this obviously isn't a slight to the waitresses and the waiters, because it's not you that decide how much you get paid. You motherfucking politicians in America, Hillary, Donald Trump, I don't give a shit. One of you guys, whoever gets in, you need to sort out the wage system in America, because these people need to get paid a proper minimum wage that means that the tipping thing isn't so heavily relied on. Because for us tourists, when we come, it's a fucking headache. It's a massive headache, because I don't want to insult anyone. I just want to have a nice holiday. And I want it to be like there's no pressure to leave a massive tip. So if you're only leaving $2, that's cool. I don't want it to be like if I don't leave $20, people are pissed at me.
You're an asshole.
Yeah, like, because when you come from a culture where tipping isn't big, and let's be real, in the UK, tipping is not big. It's like I said, two quid.
How do you feel when you go to a restaurant and they throw the service charge in the receipt for you?
In the UK, I'm like, what the fuck do you think you're doing? In America, I liked it, because it just took a little bit of the like pressure off me.
Yeah, the maths.
In America, I was just like, if you put it on there, cool, I'll just pay it or whatever. Like, because then it's the onus isn't on you to kind of like, you know, become a mathematician, especially when you're fucking drinking and you're like feeling a bit loose, because you're just like, fuck it, I'll just leave $50. It's cool. Like, I'll leave 50. But what I will say is, when someone's super nice, like Michelle, who I've already mentioned,
you tipped Michelle, right?
I gave Michelle $60 because I was like, I like Michelle.
Was that a disrespect, or was she happy with that?
She was super happy. Michelle was fucking so nice. Like, I wish Michelle was my mum.
Really?
Like, no disrespect, mum.
Did you give it to her in $1, or did you give it to her? I hope you didn't. Actually, when you were talking about notes, I hope you didn't fuck up and accidentally give her like $600.
No. It was $320s.
Okay, cool.
$320s.
You made sure.
Yeah. So yeah, the tipping system in America, please, like, it made me feel less relaxed on my holiday. On a real,
really,
I'm not even joking, because I was like, I was getting bills and I was like, it was stressing me out that I'm going to have to give this waiter $20 when all he's done is bring my fucking food out.
Just so you know, Nick is looking stressed. He's gone from sitting up straight back on his chair. He's in a semi-fetal position right now.
It is.
Just describing the stress. His hand is rubbing across his eyebrows and forehead right now and down his brow.
It's very stressful. It's very stressful. Like, especially when you're eating in posh places and you've got no choice, because the hotel that I stayed in was a posh hotel.
Yeah.
So like the bills were always $100. I'd get lunch, $100. And that's just like 2 meals and a couple of drinks, $100. And it's like, well, now I've got to leave $20. Fucking hell, man.
You were known as No Tip Nick out there. Yo, that's No Tip Nick.
I don't give a shit. Like, because your 20% shit is crazy. That is like, you would be put into a mental asylum over here if you were leaving £20 tips.
Boy, like, people would love you. But anyway,
back to Tube Chat.
Tube Chat.
Yeah, so he's an American dude, and American people are very polite, very nice, you know. So he thought what would be good is if I can generate some kind of like, you know, conversation amongst strangers on the London Underground. So he developed this badge that he wanted to go viral. It's a badge that you wear on your clothes. Like, there's different badges that you actually wear on the London Underground. Like, if you're pregnant, you can wear a badge that says baby on board, which basically means like, can you please give your seat up for me, because I'm pregnant and it'd be nice for me to sit down. And there's also another one now that they're running, a new one, that if you've got a disability, because a lot of disabilities are invisible disabilities. You know what I mean? Like, people can't tell you're disabled because you look healthy, you're not in a wheelchair, or you know, you haven't got a visual disability. There's actually a badge that says like, please offer me your seat. So basically, I'm disabled, like, can I sit down? Which again is nice. So this Tube Chat one, it's a nice idea, but it basically says like, I'm up for a chat, like, you know. And to people on the London Underground, this was trending, because if you try and talk to someone on the tube, you are basically a fucking mental person. That's how people see you. The tube is awkward silence, right? When people get on the tube, I took the London Overground, right? I've got to break this down for people that don't live in London. The London Overground, right, is part of the tube network, but it runs overground. It's like a regular train.
Yeah.
I took it home from when we linked up the other day, in fact, from your ends.
Yeah.
And do you know what I fucking hated about it? Every motherfucker that was getting on was on the phone, because it's overground, isn't it? You can get phone signal. Every fucker that was getting on the train was on the phone, chatting on the phone to their friend. Yeah. So anyway, and it was Friday as well, so everybody's like chatting even more. Yeah. The tube, underground, bruv. No phones. That's what I like. No chatting. I don't like it when social groups get on the tube and they're chatting bare loud. I'm like, we're all sitting here in misery. Yeah. Like, we're going to fucking work. We're sitting here miserable. Like, so this tube chat thing goes against the ethos of the tube, because everybody respects the unwritten rule of the tube. That eyes down, awkwardly looking at the door. Because when the tube's packed as well, sometimes it's like, you know, it's like such a sardine situation that you can't help that someone's face is really near your face. Yeah. You awkwardly just do everything you can to not make eye contact with them.
Yeah. And sometimes, once in a while, you actually meet someone who's the exact same height as you.
Yeah.
And they're facing, and what do? Do they face you front to front? Because that's awkward. Yeah. Because eye contact might happen. Yeah. Or do they turn around and your groin is exactly in the right place to be in their bottom?
You're getting a lap dance.
You're getting a lap dance, and then the train starts going over bumps. Yeah.
You're getting a lap dance from a stranger.
You're trying to think of someone else. You might not even fancy the stranger in front of you. So you think of something else. And you're like, as long as I don't think about sex. Oh, fuck. I've started thinking about sex. I'm getting a lap dance on a tube.
Now I've got a semi.
Now I've got a semi. Weird. Yeah. Like, my semi's all in somebody's suit butt crack.
Yeah. It's getting weird. So, but like, it's true though, this tube chat, right? Yeah. So some people might listen to this or might see it and go, well, what's wrong if two people are wearing a tube chat badge? Why can't they chat? I clicked on the hashtag and there was people going, you selfish tube chat bastards. We're the ones that are going to have to hear you talking your shit together, blah, blah, blah. The tube is not about chatting. It's about awkward, terrible silences. We don't want it. Look, the bottom line is, we don't want it. We're British. Yeah. We don't want the awkward chatting bullshit. We don't want to listen to it. We don't want to put up with it. We just want to sit on the train until we get to our stop and then get off.
And Twitter was saying it. Twitter was screaming that out. Because like I was saying, in England, if someone says to you, "You all right, mate?" "Are you all right, mate?" doesn't really mean you're all right. I mean, in fact, you try this. If somebody says to you, "Are you all right?" go, "Nah, not really," and they'll probably go, "All right, cool. See you in a bit, mate."
Yeah.
Because they're so used to just hearing like, "Yeah, I'm all good. You?" Yeah, like that. Try saying it. "No, I'm really depressed," and just look at them.
It will be super awkward. It'll
be fucked up and awkward. Yeah, they more awkward than making eye contact on the tube.
Trust me, us Brits, we're a real miserable people. and like, let me take that back actually, because it's mainly London. Like, it is. Us Londoners, it is next level. Because when, like I said, my missus lives in Liverpool. I've said it before on the podcast. And when I go to Liverpool, I'm just like, fucking hell, the people here are so friendly.
Do you reckon it's because in London, Nick,
people just ain't got so time busy, for your shit. That's what it is.
If you were to say hi to everyone, "Hey, how are you doing? How's things?" And you have to do that to everyone you saw. And bear in mind, you might see 1,000 people on your way in. Yeah, no exaggeration. You wouldn't get anywhere. "Hey, how you doing today? You all right?"
People are too busy, Marcus. People ain't got time for your shit. They don't care about your life. They don't care about your fucking nan who's 90 today. They don't give a shit. People are like, "I got a job. It's all about work. It's all about me. I got to get a mortgage. I got to get this. House prices are this much. Fucking conservatives are in charge and they're squeezing us." Like, people ain't got time for your shit. That's what it is. Yeah. And the last solace of silence that people have is on the tube. Right? Nowadays, your phone's fucking beeping 24/7. You've got Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, text messages, WhatsApp, driving you mad. You can sit on the tube and just go, "You know what? This 20-minute commute is my time to just be with my thoughts." And then you got some fucking twat going, "Oh, I got a tube chat badge. You got a tube chat badge. Let's have a chat about." No, shut the fuck up. People don't want to hear it. So that's the end of that. Tube chat in the toilet. In the bin.
In the bin.
End of.
Let's fuck it off. Nick, I want to give you the choice of what we talk about next.
Go on.
There's some interesting stats that have come up about robots taking over the world. And there's also a new swear ranking system by the Ofcom, which could mean a lot to you as a broadcaster.
I think but for two reasons. I want to go with the swear ranking, because I want to go with the swear ranking because we've spoke about robots on this before, me and you.
Yes.
And I told the whole iRobot story.
Yes.
I genuinely believe that robots will will end up going against us and taking over the world. Artificial intelligence, it will be beyond what we understand, and
we'll be the slaves.
Yeah, we'll be the ones that fuck ourselves, basically. So all you people designing robots, thanks a lot in advance. So yeah, swear wanking.
Yeah. So that's an episode name. So if you're offended by strong language, you might as well piss off, yeah? Because
where's that on the scale?
Yeah, exactly. Well, Ofcom, they've released new guidelines to help us better understand which words are more offensive than others. Now, Ofcom is something Nick has to worry about. We don't have to worry about as much on How to Kill an Hour at the moment, but it's like they're the regulators. They regulate media, don't they?
Yeah, so but what's the equivalent in America?
I don't know. What is American Ofcom?
They got it. Eminem says it in one of his raps.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I could do a quick Google if you don't mind, listener. I'm just going to do some live.
I know it.
Let's see if
Google's going to beat me because I can't think of the rap.
American Ofcom. What's Americans' version of Ofcom?
It's called.
Ooh, we're getting there.
Oh, don't piss me off. I can't think of it.
We're getting there. What's the American version of... Does anyone know what the relevant broadcasting regulators in the US... It's the FCC.
Yes,
won't let me be.
Okay, yeah. FCC. Oh, without me.
Yeah. So, there's a new set of words. So, we can do a little quick fire thing here. If I say a word, there's 4 categories, Nick: mild, medium, strong, and strongest.
Yeah. See, the thing is, I'll know strongest straight away because of my job. We have what we call in broadcasting here in the UK. We have what we call mandatories, which are like the ones that if they go out on air, it's like, oh, this is big trouble.
Really?
But then the thing here is it's the mild and medium is where I'm going to struggle here because it's all subjective. Like certain ones, I bet they've got in mild. I bet they've got things like bloody and like stuff like that, and it's like that's not even a fucking swear word to me.
Do you know what? I'm sorry to fuck this up. There's one word that I can't find in here.
What is it?
I can't find shit.
Oh wow, surely
there's no shit in here.
Shit's mild for me, man.
Oh,
or medium.
Wow. There are loads of categories here. I've only seen one. Okay, right. So we've got to go with one category, Nick. Should we do sexual references then, yeah?
Okay.
Or do you want to do just regular swear words?
We'll do regular swear words, actually.
Right, go on. What do you think's one of the strongest ones then?
Well, cunt is in the strongest.
Yeah, that's number one.
Yeah. Cunt is like up there. There's people listening to this now going, oh my God, they've just thrown their headphones off.
Don't say that. And if they're in Australia, they're like, what? That's not a word. That's a that's a verb.
Cunt is in the top.
Yeah.
Fuck is in the top.
Yeah.
How many are in the top? 3.
You've got 2 out of 3 in the top of swear words. The clue I'm going to give you is Samuel L. Jackson.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
But that, for me, that's the same as fuck. Like it
is a mild, like, all right, a mild one is bugger.
That's bullshit, man. You see what I mean?
That is banging someone in the arse.
Yeah, but also that's what posh people say when they mess up.
Oh, bugger.
Yeah, when they mess up. Oh, bugger me.
Oh, bugger me.
Like
buggering.
Yeah, like I think it's just because they're all like secret pedos. But like it's just like
sweeping generalization.
I'm joking. But like that's not even a swear. It's not even on the scale for me.
Apparently, it's in mild. I'm gonna pick one out.
What a word, and
you can say what it is. This isn't an English Ofcom thing.
Okay, so it can't be in the top because I've already done the top.
Done all the top, so it's either going to be strong, medium, or mild.
Right.
Blood clot.
That is so funny.
Blood clot.
Blood clot. So if you're Jamaican,
yeah.
If you're not Jamaican, that's blood clot, right?
Blood clot, yes.
Which realistically, if you take it for verbatim,
yeah,
that's not even swearing. But what it's been.
You fanny rag bag. That's the closest I got in English.
Yeah. What it's been turned into in Jamaica makes it offensive.
Yeah.
I am gonna go. So the categories are mild, medium, strong.
Yeah.
I think that's in medium.
It's in strong.
That's in strong.
It's strong.
What?
It's in strong. Right. Let me pick out another. I'm gonna try and make it not obvious where I'm looking.
Right. Okay.
What about bullshit?
Medium.
Yeah.
Medium.
Bullshit though. That's strong to me
it's
though.
Bullshit that bullshit is that blood clot is worse than bullshit.
That's strong. To me, that's strong. Jesus Christ.
Oh, see, this is where it starts to piss me off. Don't get me started now because the whole religion thing. I don't want your podcast to offend a million people. But like, the whole God's name in vain shit gets on my nerves a bit because you're not saying it in an offensive way. Like when I say, "Oh Jesus, man," like I'm not like saying, I'm not offending the Son of God. I am just saying it in frustration. So like, it's not on the scale for me. But if I had to pick, surely it's got to be in mild.
Yeah, it's in
Has
mild.
to be. Has
it's
to
in
be.
mild.
If it's anything higher than that, I'd be absolutely raging.
Do you know what else is?
What, in mild? Mild must have the funniest list.
Ginger.
Ginger? What?
That's a swear word. What do you have with your tea? Ginger nut biscuit. Yeah. That's it. Sorry, I have to apologise.
Ginger ale. Oh, sorry.
So you can't call Ed Sheeran a ginger?
I think they mean it in that sense.
But if you call Ed Sheeran a ginger, but surely that is so descriptive.
No. But the thing is with it, right, is I almost feel like ginger, and I'm being realistic here. Obviously, the connotations ain't as serious because the N word is super racial and like, you know, slavery and blah blah blah. But like, gingers are taking ownership of the word ginger.
100%.
Like black people have taken ownership of the N word.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see that because like it used to be like gingers were really like upset that like, you know, people would say, "Oh, you're fucking ginger" or whatever at school. But now gingers, and I think it's because of people like Ed Sheeran, Greg Rutherford, Rupert Grint, like all these like famous gingers have said, "You know what, fuck you, I'm ginger." Like,
if they called Ed Sheeran a ginger legend in the papers, no one about an eye.
Ed Sheeran has embraced the fact that everybody goes, he's in this crew of sexy gingers, as has Greg Rutherford, because I know Greg Rutherford quite well because of my girlfriend and all the rest of it. And he's like, he likes the fact that his ginger hair has defined him and made him more unique in terms of like, you know, if he was just a brunette long jumper who'd won, he wouldn't be as distinctive.
No one would care.
So, you know, it's cool.
Golden locks.
That's bullshit, man. Take that.
Is that bullshit?
Yeah, yeah, you lot need to take that out. That's motherfucking bullshit.
Yeah, and there's some stuff that's in weird places. Like a medium is munter.
Munter?
Like is that
like a munter?
Munter, yeah, munter. I say, you say munter. Yeah,
is it M-U-N-T-E-R?
Munter. I say munter.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I say massive munter, mate.
I didn't know that was.
Speaking of which, no, I'm joking.
I didn't know that was a medium.
I don't think that's a medium.
Oh, they've got a lot of Jamaican ones in strong though. Panani. Gash.
That's quite strong.
Clunge.
Jay.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, that's it. I mean, there's loads of other areas, but Ofcom's really. This is the first time I think.
What's the strong ones in sexual content?
Strong. There's loads of them.
A good one.
Bukkake.
What?
Bukkake.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Ho. Jizz. Rapey.
Rapey. Yes, I understand that. Jizz though, really, I think jizz is quite soft when you're talking about spunk.
Yeah.
Cum.
Spunk's not in there.
I think jizz is like. You know, like, but put it this way, right? Let's really break it down on a human level now.
Yeah.
Put it this way, right? If you was gonna bust on your girlfriend's face, like if you said, "I want to jizz on your face," it sounds like wimpy, doesn't it? It sounds like it's not hard.
Yeah, it sounds just a little bit of jizz.
Yeah. Like whereas if you said, "I'm gonna nut on your face" or "I'm gonna cum on your face," like that sounds more hardcore.
Yeah, like
jizz is like.
I feel it's giggly, innit? There's jizz everywhere.
It's true though. And a girl would say, like, I feel like girls would like happily. Then again, girls are quite raw nowadays. But like, girls would happily use the word jizz, and it wouldn't be like, you know what I mean?
I think if I hear anyone say, there was a nut all over the place, or there was nut juice everywhere.
Again, another way to break this down, Marcus, is if you're out with the boys, if you're out with your squad. You're not using the word jizz, like, because it's very like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, so I jizz, like, nah, you're saying I bust a nut, bro.
Yeah.
Like, come all over us, spunked everywhere, like.
But it's mad. So
do you know what is, Marcus? Through my career working in broadcasting, it's these lists and these words are only as relevant and as long as what people understand. Because I'll give you an example. I do a radio show on a black music station called Radio 1 Extra. And on 1 Extra, the people that work at 1 Extra and are on air at 1 Extra understand Jamaican terminology, dancehall slang, and what's offensive and what's not offensive. Our sister station is Radio 1, which more people may have heard of. because it's bigger. It's been around for years and years and years. And Radio 1 traditionally was a pop music station, still is, but like, you know, they play a bit more hip hop and R&B now because it's more popular.
Yeah.
But like, it's a pop music station, and most of the people that work at Radio 1 don't understand Jamaican culture, Jamaican slang, and Jamaican terminology. So an example that I can give you is there was a song which had the word blood clot in, which on One Extra we know is a word that you take out, because it's offensive to some people. On Radio 1, the same song was being played with blood clot left in, because the people working on Radio 1 didn't at the time understand that it's an offensive word to certain people. Even though, you know, if I'm being completely real about it, our audience, the One Extra audience, even those top ones ain't offensive to them. They want them to be in.
In fact, it sometimes makes a song sound a bit weird.
They want them in. Like the way the game has changed now, and again, this is a fucking totally different story, totally different, you know, argument and conversation that we're not going to get into now because it's a very long conversation. But the way broadcasting has changed for the youth audience, the youth generation, the YouTube generation, these guys, they want all the realness, they want all the swearing, they want all the, like, you know, they don't want like tracks that have got all the swear words and drug references taken out. They just don't want it that way. And like, broadcasting, as a broadcaster, I understand it's a problem. I don't have the answer, not yet, but I'm just saying it's something that we're all going to have to address at some point, because shit's changing.
It's really interesting that this has happened at this time when there's such a language changes every day. Like, and because of the internet, a new word like lit. But different meaning. But
I was talking to my flatmate the other day. I was listening to Ludacris Stand Up, the track, and there's a line, and think how old Ludacris Stand Up is. Not that old, but it's like it was around from classic, before everyone was saying lit, right? Luda says a line in there. He says, "I'm lit and I don't care what no one thinks, but where the fuck is the waitress at with my drinks?" So he's using that slang, lit, back then. So it was around. But it just weren't as...
No internet, though.
It just wasn't as big. Do you know what? It's not internet, it's social media.
Social media,
What it is, right, is there's a whole new sweeping language that is social media speak. That's what me and my flatmate call it. And there's people now that are talking to each other in social media speak in real life. And like, it just so happens that it's like a lot of black slang, you know, slang that came from, you know, traditionally black areas and groups of black friends hanging together who talk in slang, and it just so happens that that's the slang that catches on the internet. So you've got a lot of like people from different cultures, maybe middle class white girls, like there's a lot of them saying lit.
Bomboclat.
Maybe not bomboclat just yet, but like, do you get what I mean? I'm being real though. There's like a lot of like middle class white girls.
I'm going to turn up.
Who are 13, 14.
I'm going to turn the up tonight.
Are you going to the turn up? Like, you know, like maybe not British ones talking that posh, but like a lot of, you know, these like American kind of it girls is the kind of people that I'm specifically targeting here, talking in that talk because of the internet. You know,
interesting.
It is.
I'm just interested in how this list is going to work. Like, because there's so much of it. I don't want to dig into loads of it because there's like they've got racial terms, they've got mental health.
What I really want to know, right, Marcus? Again, I got so many side notes for the listeners of How to Kill an Hour. It's ridiculous. There's when we walked into this, we were like, oh, we haven't got that much to talk about this week. When you're with me, mate, there's always things to talk about. But one of the other things I want to talk about, you know, the Breakfast Club, The Breakfast Club, obviously super popular. Like, I don't understand how they get around all the fucking swearing laws.
Because it's a huge... I think they're pre-records.
Like, is it a pre-record though? Or do they go on the Hot 97 show?
I think they're pre-records and they probably cut and put out audio on the show, you know, when you play stuff out as live,
right? Okay, because I haven't looked into it that much. Like, you know, I'm going to be honest about it. I do watch some of them if it's a really interesting person that I'm well into, but I watch it and it's framed like that's the show, and you're just watching the video of the show.
Yeah, nah, I think it's I think because it's commercial. This is a guess, but I think I'm in the right area because it's commercial radio. You know, they're a bit tighter for time.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Firstly, these links are fucking well long.
Yeah,
and secondly, you lot are swearing. So even the presenters are just talking about busting a nut and blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, shit, man, I want to be on the radio in America. Fucking hell, this is amazing. Like,
it's Nick busting nut, right?
Like, I'm thinking, this is sick.
Yeah.
These guys are just saying whatever.
I reckon it's pre-record business.
It must be because they would lose their job in 0.31 seconds if like it wasn't.
Crazy. Anyway, I think we've killed an hour, you know, Nick.
I think we've killed about 2.
Yeah, and not much tech talk in this one, but hey.
Sorry.
Hey, no, you know what? We've had a lot of bonus episodes recently, a lot of app talk, a lot of VR talk on the way, and we've already spoken about. We've got loads of shit that we need to try out and talk about on the show as well.
There's not been that much tech talk, but we've replaced it with lots of swearing.
So, I mean, do you know what I mean? Minga.
Yeah.
Ginger.
We got mandatories. We got like category 5 severe motherfucking all sorts.
Son of a bitch tits.
Where is son of a bitch?
Son of a bitch is medium in the swearing in a non-discriminatory language.
Tits. See, again, before I know we've killed an hour, but before we, like, with tits, there's lots of, like, variants. Tits, titties, jugs,
off my tits.
Boobs, like...
Love mountains.
Yeah, there's loads. There's loads of variants of this.
Nipple holders.
But with all this stuff, right, I found out if you use the medical term for things, it's allowed.
Oh, so I ejaculated a lot of semen on this female's vagina.
If you say medical terms for stuff, I mean, obviously it's still a little bit distasteful if you're on in the daytime, there's kids listening, but it's still, you can't get done for it because it's the medical term for stuff. I did say penis, vagina, breasts. Yeah. These are all fine.
I did say once on air that if you break the bottom of your spine, if you slip on ice and hit your ass, you've got to be careful because you can break the bottom of your spine, and the only way you can get that checked out is by the doctor putting a finger in your anus. And then I played a tune straight after, and they were like, do you know how close that is to the edge? And I was like, it's fact, innit? It's true. It's a general public warning, innit? I was thinking,
it's true. They got a finger in the anus.
And the doctor's got to do that to see if you've broken your rectum.
Yeah.
Anus? Anus, is that a medical term or is it rectum?
I think it's both.
Okay,
I think it's 2 different parts.
The FCC needs to just let us be.
It's 2 different parts of the arse area.
Sorry, Nick. You've got to beat that out. Yeah, that's interesting. Anyway, that's been an hour killed. I promise. We've had a lot of tech recently, a lot of bonus episodes as well, while I was getting my voice back on track. And soon, me and Nick are going to be talking about some bits that we're testing out right now.
Yeah, some tech bits on the way.
Tech bits on the way. Some fun bits that we've played with as well. Sounds wrong, but it ain't. So yeah, there's plenty of ways to kill an hour out there. I've been Marcus Bronzy.
I've been Nicholas William Bright. Full name.
Really?
Yeah.
Bill. Right, safe.